Very good morning. You can see who is behind me. That's a caricature of Bapuji, Mahatma Gandhi, the father of the nation, transformational leader who set examples of the highest standard to the whole world by his presence, by his principles. This year happens to be the 150th year birth celebration of Mahatma Gandhi. One of the things that triggered in my mind was, during this year, every week, can I bring a motivational talk which is based on inspiration from Mahatma Gandhi. So I'm going to be calling this as Mahatma Ji inspired talk. Or maybe I'll call them Mahatma inspired thoughts and action. Mita. Oh, that's a nice one. And there's a reason why I'm beginning that today. Early morning, I think it must have been about 4:30. And I was in a half wakeful state. At that point of time, an interesting thought occurred in my mind. Every day, we consume certain amount of food, and a major part of that food gets digested, gets converted into energy and things like that. Then there is that part which is the leftover. You may call it waste, or you may call it the leftover mess, which gets evacuated out of the body. Similarly, you drink a lot of liquids, a lot of water. Most of it gets consumed by the body, becomes part of your bloodstream, part of your fluids, which are very essential for your growth. And then part of it goes off in the process of urination, process of sweating. So in almost everything in life, there is that part which gets consumed, gets absorbed every day continuously, which is very important for the well-being. And then there is this leftover, there is this toxin that needs to go outside the body, gotten rid of the body. Now that may be a toxin or something that's not acceptable or good to the body, but nature has got its beauty by which what comes out of me as my toxin gets converted by a very natural process, probably into something else, probably into manure, and in that manure plants grow very well. For example, if I am letting off carbon dioxide, that carbon dioxide becomes so much necessary for the plants to receive and absorb, and in return they give us oxygen. What a beautiful exchange and game that's being played by creation itself. And then this thought came to my mind. Now this human being, you and I, every day we carry thousands and thousands of thoughts, hundreds of emotions through various transactions, interactions or relationship exchanges. Maybe most of it is something that is required for us. But I'm very sure every day we have in our thought processes, in our emotions, in the way we feel, are also producing toxins and waste, negative thoughts, negative emotions, negative feelings, unproductive, unhelpful kind of stuff inside. How do we get rid of the daily toxins within us? How do we get rid of the daily toxins within the mind? You know, there's a very beautiful song that Mahakavi Bharatiyar had written, and he sings this to the goddess Mariamma. Ulagathu Nayagiye Engal Muthu Mariamma. That is a song. And he says about the process of cleaning up. We got a process by which we clean up the various containers and vessels at home which we use for cooking. There is a process for which we use ash. You use the ash as a cleaning substance, in the typical good old villages. So he says that for that vessel to be cleaned, I can use ash. But for my mind to be cleaned, what do I use in my life? So he talks about Mankudam, Velukka, Sambalundu. Mankudam means that earthen pot. I can clean it with ashes. Manam Velukka, Valiye illai. For my mind to be cleaned up, there seems to be no way. That's a beautiful question, and I stayed with that for some time. How do I do daily cleansing of my mind? Is there a way in which I can really become conscious about unproductive, reactive, negative thoughts and feelings that I would have probably experienced? Can I become deeply aware of that? Can I reflect for some time and then identify negative thoughts and feelings that I'm carrying? So is it possible for me to be in contemplation and deeply reflect on these processes that are going through in my mind? There could be thoughts, there could be feelings, emotional responses, but which are based on negativity, out of anger, out of spite, out of reactivity. And however legitimate it could have occurred at that point of time, if I do recognize that, ultimately, negativity does not help anybody. First of all, it does not help me. It does not help my mind. It does not help my state of peacefulness. that it's something that causes disturbance, that causes stress, that causes tension. And as a result, I pick up indications of ill health. And that's what happens to the outside world also. Anything that I'm throwing out there negatively could have that same kind of an impact on another person. Therefore, for me to build that strength and that resilience, that conscious awareness, to be watchful about this, and even as they occur, so-called naturally, to be able to cleanse my mind out of those stuff every day. This is something that I can do. And I think that is something that I picked up that can be done. I sat down in quiet, meditative mood. I did deep breathing pranayama for about 15 minutes. It was very beautiful. I took in very deep breath, held for a few seconds, slowly let it out. And as I did that, my mind in synchronization said, let all the toxins within me, let them go out. Let them be useful to nature in the way that it can be. Let my body and mind be cleaned of negativity and reactivity. Now, if I've done that, how do I come every day back rejuvenated, cleaned up, refreshed? I think I begin with a resolve every day from today that today I'll make my utmost effort with deep commitment to be as positive I can be to the world. In my thoughts, in my feelings, in my action, in my offerings, I'll bring in the utmost positivity that I can bring in. I will bring in, first of all, universal love, care, brotherhood, familyness, the truth that we are all one in this world. Remember, the most important terminology that I pick up from Mahatma is Maha-Atma. Maha-Atma is the great soul. And all of us are Atmas. We are all soulful human beings. That I will continue to operate from my soulfulness, which means there is no difference between me and anybody else. Which means what I see in you, what I see in other human beings, is that same essential entity of being human. One that seeks love, seeks understanding, seeks support, seeks survival and maintenance, seeks a little bit of joy and peace, a bit of food, a bit of sleep. Like that beautiful quote during my wedding reception that I got on a gift box. Some food, some fun, some love, someone. Life is very, very simple. Some food, some fun, some love, someone. Let's be loveful, cheerful, positive human beings every day. Let's spend 10-15 minutes every morning to cleanse ourselves and take away and flush out from our mind those reactive, negative thoughts, negative emotions, negative feelings. Let's do our best during this 150th birth year of Mahatma Gandhi to spread a lot more positivity, acceptance, accommodation, and love for mankind in this world. All the very best.